Hey, welcome back. We're in the second season of P.O.V. and we've got a few changes. It's now all P.O.V. I'm still your host, Vic Christian. Today's show, we're going to be talking about, has Hollywood have too much influence over our society? We've got an all-star panel. Let's get back to it, all right? So, starting to my right here, this young lady I've known for a while. She is the only female impressionist in the country that happens to be African-American. She's only one of 3 female impressionists, and she used to be a writer on Saturday Night Live. Please give it up for Miss Sylvia Tremore Morrison. Next to her, we have a writer, producer, and director of the new N-word film. His name is Sawande Techana. I'm sorry, brother. I told you I might mess that up, but don't worry about it. We'll get it together. Next to him, we have a doctor of psychotherapy. She is a proud graduate of the CU, the Catholic University here in Washington, D.C. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Jackie Payne Borden. Thank you. And as always, like we do every season, every show, we have somebody from the studio audience that we allow to come up be on our panel. Today, we are graced by the presence of Mr. Royce Wynn. Royce Wynn at the end. All right. Well, I want to thank y'all for coming out. You know the weather's bad or whatever on today, but let's get right into this. Let me ask you a question. And this is something. Do you think fame has gotten blown up too much? I mean, has fame gone too far? And why do you think most people still want to be famous with all the downfalls that come with it? I mean, take, for example, this guy now, the guy with the golden voice. Great story, but everyone's worried that he's going to just fall and it's going to be harder than ever or something like that. I mean, Sylvia?
Well, if you become famous, it's going to guarantee your bed in rehab, so.
Oh, wow. That's a new one. That's a new one. Okay.
Yeah.
Royce?
Well, I mean, if you're homeless and somebody's offering you a job, whether it's fame or not, you're gonna take it. So.
Yeah, I mean, do you think that, just being, what do you think of being famous? Do you think that it's just, it has too much weight or it's too much of a negative thing nowadays?
I think our society is way too obsessed with it, and it's just. It's too much. People want to be reality show stars, and they're doing anything to be famous. So.
And they're giving it up too fast.
Yeah.
Too fast.
I guess that Mr. Techana. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get that.
I think people want to be famous because they think it's easy.
I agree with you.
And,
Yeah.
and they don't, if they knew the work that was involved in being famous, they couldn't handle it.
I agree. I think that God does most people a favor by not letting that happen. But the doctor, you're the only one that really probably has a background that can speak on this with any authority. What do you think?
Well, fame, it depends on the individual. It depends on how you started. How did you start life? That would depend on how much fame you need, what internal stuff.
Okay. Does anybody here want to be famous? I know I do, and I'm working on that.
Is that why you're the host?
Sylvia, yeah, I think that's why I'm on TV right now. Actually, I'm paying off, it's community service, but.
Well, you know what? In actuality, if in the voice of Monique, who's famous, I'm famous because I have a lot of famous characters, right?
Right.
Monique would say, "Hey, sugar, I done made it, boo. I made it famous, baby. Sugar, I love you, big baby."
Yeah, Monique blew up. I mean, there were levels that she went through, and then the Academy Award or whatever. But she's definitely gone on to something big. But I mean, when you have made it that big, I mean, they're the trappings of good and bad. And I think the worry with this gentleman. I don't know his name. Ted Williams, right? Off the back of my head. The trappings with this gentleman is that he said he had made, he was doing well before, and he got pulled to the wrong side right now. And now his story is worldwide, and people are offering all of, just off his fame now, he can make money. And I think that's kind of wild. Chris Rock had a, no, I'm sorry, not Chris Rock. Dave Chappelle had a line said, the most famous person of that time was Bill Clinton, and the reason why he was so famous was because he made someone else famous simply by doing an illicit acts on him. Monica Lewinsky. You know what I'm saying? Right. I never thought I would be. How could you ever think you'd be that famous and say, hey, if you give me a you'll go and make something of your life, So, I mean, that's real famous. But I mean, right now, there's a difference, I think, between people being famous and people just wanting attention. I mean, and I think the difference is that people want to be heard and want to be seen.
When you go into a grocery store and look at the magazines. On the magazine covers, they're all reality stars. And I like shopping at the Giants, so.
Well, I don't think you have to shop at the Giants. Will one always change themselves once they're famous? I mean, like, do people have to change? I mean, you see people like the same guy, the Golden Voice. You saw him on that videotape when they first discovered him, and now you see him. Of course, they cleaned him up and they cut him and everything. But what do you expect that he's going to look like? How do you expect he's going to be in a year's time, in 6 months' time? Well, let's say in June. What do you think he's going to be? Where is he? What do you think he's going to be?
Oprah offered him, an opportunity.
Oprah offered him what?
So she'd offered him work with her studio, with her new production company. So I think he's going to be fine.
Do you? Like I said, it's overwhelming. The guy seriously he's a recovering alcoholic. It's a lot of attention coming on him right now. Do you really think?
Train wreck.
Well, let me tell y'all this.
One word, Snooki.
In the voice of Whoopi Goldberg. You know something? I'm gonna tell you right now, man. This guy's got all this fame. And like what happened to me when I first got my own show on Broadway and all these other spots, I just didn't know what to do with myself. You know what I'm saying?
So where you on The View now?
Yeah, and me, Barbara Walters. There's a whole rack of us, and we really, really enjoy what we do. As a matter of fact, we want to have you on the show one of these.
I'll be there. I like foursomes. But doctor, I mean, like, would you be worried about somebody like that?
Yeah. I think he already got in trouble. Did y'all hear the
He
news
did?
today? Yeah, the cops were called, and yes, this evening on my way here, actually, I heard that he had some altercation maybe at his apartment or his daughter. Something happened already. Mm-hmm. Wow. So with this fame, like you were saying earlier, with this fame comes the additional attention, and the privacy is gone. So already we would not have known about that altercation with the daughter if we didn't discover him. And
what do you suggest someone do if they get famous, though?
Well, as I said earlier, it depends on how you started. Did you go seek the fame, like the people who on those reality shows you have to apply and may the best person win? What do you need? What happened? Why you need this attention right now? Why do you carry designer bags? I mean, it's as simple as that. That tells you somebody's personality and either their insecurities or other negative stuff regarding their self-concept.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're getting ready to take a break. We'll be right back with more POV, all POV. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.